The project overview for our proposal is, the title for our project is Frontliners, Our Protector. This idea for this project is based on the Malaysia current situation and also to highlight Frontline's contribution and dedication in battling the COVID-19 pandemic. To realize this idea, we have to prepare a storyboard that starting from the journey of how this COVID has spread and the preparation of the frontline as well as the government in tackling this problem. We also want to show our appreciation for sacrifice and fatigue of those who have worked hard to cure those who have been affected and strive to reduce the number of cases. To implement this project, we have to draw, color and put it on the animate for animation, sound and compiling to create a short movie that has a moral value in it.
This storyboard aims to show on how Frontliner works very hard to fight against coronavirus, or known as COVID-19, that have started hitting Malaysia in 2020. For the objective, first, to increase Malaysian spirit to fight together with our frontliner to fight against COVID-19. Second, to ensure people follow all the SOP that was set up by the government to flatten the number of cases in Malaysia. And last, to give our gratitude and appreciation for frontliner for their dedications and sacrifice fight against coronavirus.
So next is more value. The first one is be responsible. If there is no necessity to go out, then we must stay at home to prevent ourselves from being affected by the virus. We need to be responsible so other people will not get affected because of us. Do not be selfish just because you are tired staying at home, because frontliner might be more tired to save other life. The second one is integrity and sincere. Our frontliner doing their job with integrity and sincere without any complaint. They work as hard as they can. They take care of their patient as best as they can. And sometimes, they treat patient from ICU with patiently until 100% cure. Third one is respect and be thankful to frontliner. Despite of complaining about the SOP that government give, we should respect and be thankful to the frontliner for their hard work. The frontliner need to work for 24 hours just to make sure all the patients get cured as soon as possible. Nonetheless, our medical personnel continue to devote their time and effort to containing this pandemic. Last one is be kind. During this MCO, we should help those who are in need, such as unemployed people, poor people, or orphan children. Those who are affected by this MCO must have a lot of things to buy, especially food to survive. If we are afforded to help them, we help them by giving basic needs such as rice, flour, sugar, and eggs. We protect each other, we also help each other.
Our target audience is all people around the world, especially in Malaysia. We want to call out the community not to forget the people who are standing in the front line, facing COVID-19 literally face tireless. Without our frontliner, we may not be able to fight through this pandemic together. Other than that, we want to expose the issue related to the challenges they have to face, which many people may not be aware of them. We may find it difficult not to go out and work, but some of them cannot go home at all, had to sleep in the hospital, do not get enough sleep, and even have limited time to use the phone to contact their family. We want to share the pain of those who have sacrificed their time, energy, and comfort for us. We hope this video will inject awareness into all people in Malaysia and get rid of our selfishness.
As the project manager, I will be leading the brainstorming and planning section, and I also must understand the skill of each member so that I could divide the task according to their skills. And also I manage the update of the project progress and also making sure the project meets its deadline.
My position is multimedia designer. I had to make sure the animation is attractive and the target audience clearly understand the animation.
For this project, I'm holding a role as multimedia writer. My task is to create a character, actions, and point of view. Secondly is writing a proposal and test screen. And lastly is do the script for the narration and checking the voiceover in animation.
As a video and audio specialist, I edit footage to find the product. Other than that, I select and locate music to the animation. Next, I also make schedule, recording season. Last but not least, I edit recording material into computer file.
As multimedia programmer and producer, my task was coordinate the updates and change and manage the timing, transition, and record keeping.
For the schedule, by using the Gantt chart, we making sure that we complete each task according to the time that has been set earlier.
The first scene is begin with the Earth is being attacked by the coronavirus, and the virus are spreading all over the world, including our country, Malaysia.
For scene 2, it showed that on 16 March, through a live national broadcast, the Prime Minister announced Malaysia began implementing the movement control order from 18 March 2020 until 31 March 2020. For scene 3, it showed that ambulance will be dispatched to pick up the COVID-19 patient to go to the hospital. They must wait before being taken by ambulance. The frontliner do the best they can even when the patient home is far away from the hospital.
For the scene 4, it tells that those who have been affected are required to seek for a treatment in hospital to prevent the condition from getting worse. Despite being faced with a critical situation and not rest enough, the medical team are patiently to treat the patient well.
Scene 5 is about an army and a police doing a roadblock together. Despite the weather condition, they're still doing their job with full of dedication.
For the scene 6, I draw a group of frontliners that work during the pandemic. Health workers are frontliners who work hard during this pandemic. Apart from that, other frontliners such as police and policemen also begging for the whole people in Malaysia to help them to fight against COVID-19.
This scene is about 3 men with different religions, which are Malay, Chinese, and Indian. 3 of them are talking in front of their house about frontliner. They thank to frontliner for their sacrifice. Without frontliner, they don't know what will happen to their country.
For scene 1, the total length of the scene is 18 seconds. And as for the sound, I try to find a melody that has a quite sad sound. And using the Adobe Animate, I draw the earth, and then using Adobe Animate also, I move the animation.
To create scene 2 in Adobe Animate, I use a living room background, carpet and ball from Google. For the drawing and coloring, I'm using a pencil and pen in Samsung Notes. For the dialogue, the font that I use is Times New Roman. Lastly, I had put Prime Minister announcement from SAIDATUN about movement control order in Malaysia. To create scene 3 in Adobe Animate, I am using a house background, ambulance picture and luggage picture from Google. For the drawing and coloring, I am using a pencil and pen in Samsung Notes. For the dialogue, the font that I use is Times New Roman. And lastly, I had put ambulance sound when the ambulance come to the patient of COVID-19 and sad sound when the frontliner want to take the patient to go to the hospital.
To create a scene 4 in Adobe Animate, I am using hospital background from the Google. For the drawing, I am using brush tool, pen, oval and rectangle shape. Meanwhile, for the coloring, I am using bucket fill and brush tool. For the dialogue, the font that I use is MF Reference Sans Serif. And lastly, I have put heartbeat audio to represent the situation in a hospital.
For the scene 5, The total scene is 12 seconds. As for the sound, I'm using a thunder and also rain sound to make it more realistic. Using the Adobe Animate, I draw the thunder and also the rain, and then create the animation also through Adobe Animate.
The total time for this scene was 15 seconds and it have 8 layers. I also insert a sad song by Dean Lewis to give a sad effect for the audience. Through this sad song also, we want to show our gratitude and appreciation to all the frontliner on how they work really hard to overcome the coronavirus in Malaysia.
For these scenes, the total length is 21 seconds, and for the song, I use sad song to show that they are in sad conversation. Other than that, I draw people, house, road using Adobe Animate, and also use it to move the animation.
It was not easy to finish the assignment, but I feel that really enjoy that I get to learn about Adobe Animate.
What I can learn while doing this assignment is finding out how to illustrate people or things in Adobe Animate. So far, I only watch on television like Bobo Boy or Doraemon cartoon. I was wondering how to make this cartoon move and how they put the song. Now I know how to do it after learning this subject. Thank you, Madam Azhar, for teaching us.
When doing this assignment, I am so excited as it is a new knowledge from me. Now, I am able to use the Adobe Animate for creating the short movie. Thank you, Madam.
At first, I never know how to do animation, but by taking this subject, I learn new knowledge and I do the animation by myself. I'm so proud of me. Without Madam Asia, I will never know how to do all this.
When doing this project, I feel quite excited as this course was new for me. I can exploring the Adobe Animate and try to improve my knowledge on using the application on social media.